So, ser, the conjugation es yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros, nosotras somos, ellos, ellas, ustedes son. And we use it, los usos son características, descripciones intrínsecas e identidad. So we use it to talk about characteristics, give you physical characteristics, for example. Personality is also characteristics. Intrinsic descriptions, everything that defined us, or identidad, everything that identified us, or identifies us something, or yeah, pretty much what you use to describe, or how you describe yourself, how you describe others, how you describe a place, an animal, things like that. So let's see, this is a star, and then we have ser, sorry, that was ser, and this is a star. So now with the star, we talk about circumstantial situations that don't really define anything. We just talk about something that is happening in that moment. And situaciones extrínsecas. So again, these are situations that don't define us. It's just the situations that happen outside of us. And if we talk about these situations, we're not really describing anything. We're just saying what we're seeing, pretty much. And this is the general idea. Of course, we're going to see more examples. For now, the conjugation, yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, usted está, nosotros, nosotras estamos, ellos, ellas, ustedes están. Let's start with examples. So, here I'm describing myself. So, mi nombre es Vanessa, soy de Venezuela, soy profesora de español, soy morena, baja y gordita, mi pelo es corto, rizado y negro, soy amable, paciente y creativa, no soy religiosa. So I have all of this inside of this circle because that's what is inside of me. This is how I define myself. This is how I would describe myself. And this is something that makes me the person that I am. All right. So that's why I use ser, because esos are características intrínsecas, intrinsic characteristics, what is in you, all right, what makes you the person that you are. Now we have estar, por ejemplo, en esta foto estoy en mi cafetería favorita en Cusco y estoy bebiendo un cappuccino con chocolate. Estoy un poco cansada porque porque es viernes. So here, in this picture, I'm my favorite cafeteria in Cusco. Cusco is a city in Peru where I live. I am drinking a cappuccino with chocolate, and I'm a little tired because it's Friday. Now, any of this describe me as a person. If I just say this, I'm just describing what is happening. For example, I'm saying where I am in the cafeteria, where I'm doing, I'm drinking coffee, and how I'm feeling in that moment in the picture. No, feelings is something that you feel in one day and the other day you might not, right? So this just doesn't really define me as a person, but this does, okay? So here, reviewing, I'm describing myself. My name is Vanessa. I am from Venezuela. I'm a Spanish teacher. I'm brown, I'm black, short and fat. Yeah. My hair is short, curly, and black. Nice, patient, and creative, and I'm not religious, right? So this is how we define myself. This is just describing what I'm seeing in the picture, what I was doing, or how I was feeling. Okay. Now, with Shakira. Su nombre es Shakira, es de Colombia, es cantante, es baja, delgada y muy bonita. Su pelo es largo, ondulado y rubio. Es generosa e inteligente, es católica. Again, here, saying all those characteristics that define Shakira as a person. Her nationality, her profession, her appearance, her personality, her religion, and even her name, all right? She calls herself Shakira. Everyone calls her Shakira. So her name is Shakira. She's from Colombia. She's a singer. She is short, slim, and very pretty. Her hair is long, wavy, and blonde. She is generous and intelligent, and she is a Catholic. Right? All of those things inside the circle define Shakira as a person. Now, things that don't define Shakira as a person. Shakira está en la playa en México tomándose un selfie. Está muy emocionada porque está en la playa después de mucho tiempo. So here, these things don't define Shakira as a person. There's something external from her being, all right? For example, Shakira is at the beach or in a beach in Mexico taking a selfie. She is very excited because she is at the beach after a very long time. Okay, so he described where she, again, I'm describing where she is, how she's feeling, and what is she doing. Now, Pedro. Su nombre es Pedro Pascal. Es de Chile, es actor, es alto, guapo y es de edad media. Su pelo es corto, es talentoso y amigable. Es cristiano. Again, inside the circle, you know the pattern. Inside the circle, describing or saying the things that identifies him, his characteristics. Okay, his name is Pedro, right? He's from Chile. He is an actor. He's tall, handsome, and middle-aged. His hair is short. He's talented and friendly. He's a Christian, right? Bien. Now, let's describe what he is and how he's feeling. Pedro y su hermana están caminando por las calles de Nueva York. Están felices y llenos de energía. So here, I don't know anything about like his sister, all right? I'm just saying what I'm looking at here. So they are walking, Pedro and his sister are walking on the streets of New York, and they're happy and full of energy, right? So here again, describing what they are doing and how they are feeling, where they are, of course. In this example, sus nombres son Manuel, Carla y María. Son de los Estados Unidos. Son doctores. Manuel es el papá de Carla y María. Now, again, this is a characteristic that defines them. They are defining themselves as, or the two girls, Carla and María, are defining themselves as Manuel's daughters, okay, and as doctors, and from the United States, right? So in here, when we talk about relationships. It could be any kind of relationship, like, and in this case, family, co-workers, friends, neighbors. We use ser, right? And with estar, now, el doctor está operando a Mike. Está un poco nervioso, pero está confiado. So the doctor is operating or in a surgery. Mike. She's a little nervous, but he is confident, right? So again, estar, again, those three things. What they're doing, how they're feeling, and the location. In this example, we don't have a location, but we can say el doctor está en el hospital operando a Mike, right? Bien. So, another example. Nosotras somos amigas. Las dos somos de Venezuela. Ella es Jessie y es asistente del doctor. So, again, here I'm establishing my relationship with her, that we're friends. She's my friend. That we are both from Venezuela. That her name is Jessie. That she's the doctor assistant. So, I'm talking about her profession, our nationality, our relationship, and her name. Now here, again, nosotros estamos esperando la comida en el restaurante y estamos contentas porque no tenemos que cocinar. So we are waiting for the food at the restaurant and we are happy because we don't have to cook. So again, I am here again expressing what we're doing, where we are, and how we're feeling. Yeah. So now we can also describe places with ser and estar. So, for example, esta es mi habitación. Es muy pequeña, pero es muy colorida y acogedora. So this is my room. This is very small and is but is very colorful and cozy, right? So this is again describing my room. I'm giving characteristics to my room, and this is how, if someone asks me how your room is, this is how I would describe it. And because of that, I'm using ser. Now with a star, I'm just describing, but just describing or talking about the state of the room at the moment I took the picture or at the moment I'm speaking, right? Mi habitación está limpia y organizada. Mis libros están en el estante, la computadora está sobre el escritorio y mi cama está hecha. So my room is clean and organized. My books are in the shelf. So let's say my books are in the shelf. La computadora, the computer is on the desk and my bed is made, right? That's the state of the room right now that I took the picture, at the moment that I took the picture. We can also describe animals, of course. Ellos son mis gatos. La del medio es una niña y los otros dos son niños. Son muy juguetones. So, they are my cats. The one in the middle is a girl and the other two are boys. Boys, son muy juguetones. They are very playful. All right. So now, again, I'm here. I'm establishing my relationship with them. They are my cats. All right. I'm also the one in the middle is a girl, and the other was a boy. So I'm talking about their gender and their personality. So I'm describing them and giving them characteristics or talking about their characteristics. And here I'm just saying what they're doing and where they are and how they're feeling. Mis gatos están cómodos en el sofá esperando por su comida. So again, how they're feeling, están cómodos, they're comfortable. Where they are at the sofa, están en el sofá. I can also say mis gatos están cómodos y están en el sofá cómodos o están cómodos y están en el sofá. Okay. And they are waiting for the food. So that's what they are doing. Estar, again, we describe what they're doing, how they're feeling, and where they are. Right? Now, with more places. Por ejemplo, esta es la Plaza de Armas en Cusco, Perú. Es mi lugar favorito en la ciudad. Es la plaza más grande en Cusco y la más hermosa en Perú. So, here again, I am giving characteristics, or I'm talking about the characteristics of this one place, which is la Plaza de Armas, the main square in Cusco, sorry. So the main square in Cusco. And I'm giving more characteristics now, talking about this, my favorite, and that's the biggest in Cusco. And here I'm just again describing how the plaza looked in this particular moment in the picture. La Plaza de Armas está mojada porque está lloviendo mucho este mes. So La Plaza de Armas, the square, is very wet because it's been raining a lot this month. So here, again, here I'm describing the plaza, giving characteristics like that is the biggest, that is the most beautiful, it's my favorite. And here I'm just talking about how it looks at the moment, okay? Again, we're here talking about not how it feels because it doesn't feel, but how it looks and what is happening is the moment where around the present moment. It's wet because it's been raining a lot this month. Okay, so let's do sum up. Let's look at this picture and these sentences. Ser, características intrínsecas, so everything that defined the place, the animal, the person. And situaciones extrínsecas is just situations that are outside of us, that doesn't really define us, right? Por ejemplo, el parque es grande, es bonito, es muy concurrido, es un lugar para relajarse, es muy verde y es tranquilo y seguro. So, in here, I'm giving characteristics to the parque, to the park. And I'm talking, imagine that I'm describing this place that I really like to a person, and that's when I use ser, because this is how I see the park, how I describe the park. These are the characteristics of the park. Now, with the ESTAR, el parque está en Cusco, está cerca de mi casa, está muy concurrido. This shouldn't be here. Es un lugar para relajarse. Okay, forget about this. This shouldn't be here. Está muy concurrido, está muy verde y está seco. All right? So in here, I'm just talking about, again, the location of the park, which is Cusco. And how is the park at the moment that I'm talking, or the moment that I take the picture. Está muy concurrido, está muy verde, está seco. Right? Bueno, está cerca de mi casa, that's also location, ¿no? Está en Cusco, está cerca de mi casa, close to my house. Okay, now these 4 sentences here that I'm saying the same. How is that? You know, is it es muy concurrido, or is it está muy concurrido, es muy verde, está muy verde, what is it? They're both correct depending on the context. This is another thing that you should always remember. Context sometimes, if not most of the time, will change the meaning of a word. So just an extra tip here. If you want to translate something, if you want to use Google Translate or any other of these translation apps, you can, but you need to use the full sentence. If you use just one word, the app will translate the first word that I don't know, the most common one maybe, right? If you don't give them a context, all right? So sometimes it's not that the app is not good, it's that you don't write enough information in the app for the app to know what is the real meaning, all right? All right, continue here. Let's explain here. Es muy concurrido, es muy verde. It's very green. That when I say es muy concurrido or es muy verde, it's because the this is the way I see it. This is the way I describe it, and for me, this is a characteristic that identifies the park. Okay, because every time I go, it's very green. You know, or most of the time I go, it's very green, and it's muy concurrido, which means that it's very crowded. Okay, so that is something that when I think about the park, this is what I see. I see a very, very green, very full of people, right? Very crowded. Now with está muy concurrido or está muy verde, when I use está, it's because I'm referring to the moment I took the picture, or maybe that it is not how I remember it, all right? So está muy concurrido. For example, today I'm in the park and I'm calling a friend, and my friend asks me, hey, how's the park? Are there a lot of people? And say, yeah, está muy concurrido hoy. I can say, está muy concurrido hoy as usual, como usualmente, ¿no? Como usualmente lo es. Yo sí, está muy concurrido as usual, but I'm emphasizing the fact that I'm talking about today, about the moment that I'm seeing. It might be always concurrido, it might be always crowded, but today, but when they say está muy concurrido, I'm focusing on today. If I want to say a characteristic about the park, I say es muy concurrido, all right? To give you a characteristic about the park. But if I want to just state, or I want to say, express how I see it today, we use está, muy concurrido. The same with está muy verde. When I say está muy verde, it's like, was it hoy, today, is very green, right? It's beautiful, very green, it's green everywhere. But when I say es muy verde, it means that for me, that is something that how I define the park, is how I will describe the park as it usually is, right? Yeah. So we're gonna see the difference between set and start because we saw in the previous slide that depending if it's set or started change, like the intention, if you're talking about is always like that or is a characteristic of the place of the person, or opposite, I'm talking just about that specific moment. But they also change and meaning more than that. They actually change the meaning of the word when you use ser or estar with the same adjective. So, for example, esperar es aburrido. Okay. So here we're talking about an activity which is waiting. Esperar means waiting. So waiting is boring, right? Waiting is boring. It means that this activity is boring. You can also say, ella es aburrida. She is boring. When you say she is boring, that means that that person is not fun at all, right? That person is not fun at all. So when you say es aburrido, you are qualifying or you are giving that, you're identifying that person or that situation as boring, okay? Now, when we say está aburrida, it means that is bored. La niña está aburrida porque no tiene con quién jugar. So the girl is bored because she doesn't have anyone to play with, right? So here, I'm not saying that she is boring. I'm not saying that the girl is boring and that she's not fun. You know, I'm saying that she is bored right now because she has nothing to do. Okay, another example is está rica o ser rica, o ser rico. Esta torta de chocolate está rica. ¿Okay? O el dueño de ese carro debe ser rico. Entonces, aquí, cuando decimos esta torta de chocolate está rica, it means delicious. This chocolate cake is delicious. Okay, so rica now here means delicious. Now here, el dueño de ese carro debe ser rico. The owner of that car must be delicious. Do you think that makes sense? No, it doesn't make sense because it's not what I mean. The owner of that car must be rich. So now, rico means rich. And ese rico means rich. And here means is delicious. Okay, it's delicious. In that moment, it's because it gives you that context. Okay, the context will give you the meaning of the word. Of course, you need to know like more of the context and more of the words, but just to know that sometimes when we have meaning in our head of what a word means, and then we place it in a sentence where that meaning that we know it doesn't make any sense, then we're thrown off. It's like, what is this? What is it? The Google app, Google Translator is lying to us. My whole life is scrambling. What do you mean? No, it's not that. It's because of the context. And you have to, when that happens, you have to get calm. You don't know the word. It's just like, well, this is not what it's supposed to be. I'm not saying that the owner of the car is delicious. So what can it be? Okay, it's a very expensive car. So it's a very expensive car, so the owner must be, you can start throwing different things like, okay, it must be, I don't know, famous, it must be a millionaire, it must be an entrepreneur or whatever, but that will help you. Even if you don't understand the exact word, you will know that it doesn't be delicious, but that won't stop you to keep reading or to keep listening because like, okay, by context, by later on, you will understand what it means. So this is another tip that I want to tell you, like, don't get thrown off just by the meaning of the word that you have in your mind doesn't fit with the sentence. Make it fit, right? The context, if you have enough context, you will know what the meaning is. Pay attention to the pictures. Pay attention to the rest of the sentence, what is before and what is after, and you will get the meaning. You don't if you don't get the exact meaning, at least you have an idea of what it is. And if you don't if you're not able to get what it is, then you can go and look for the translation, but translate the full sentence, not just the word, right? Okay, continue. Mi sala está lista para la Navidad. Brittany es muy lista. Okay, so here again, two completely different meanings. Mi sala está lista means my room is ready. My living room, sorry. My living room is ready for Christmas, which means that all the decorations are up. Everything is decorated, everything it looks beautiful, it's ready for Christmas. Now, when I say Brittany es muy linda, it means that she is very smart. Brittany es muy lista means she's very smart. Ahora, ellos son niños buenos y Roger está bueno. So, ellos son niños buenos is saying that they are good kids, meaning they have good manners, they are polite, they are nice kids in general, right? But when I say Roger está bueno, it means that he's handsome, right? This is hot, actually. You say Roger está bueno, you say that he's hot, he's handsome, he's attractive, all right? And by the way, you shouldn't say this to a person like está bueno. It's too direct. It's not offensive per se, but it's very straightforward. And sometimes you say like, okay, they can just blush, you know. You can say this, Roger es apuesto, es atractivo, Roger es muy guapo, está muy bien, or eres muy guapo. You can say like Roger está bueno to a friend, but not to him directly. You can say, hey, eres muy guapo, you are very handsome, for example. El perro no es malo, la manzana está mala. So, este perro no es malo, is like he's not bad. He's not a bad dog. He's not a dog that bites and barks all the time. Okay? And la manzana está mala means that the apple is rotten. Like it cannot be eaten. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing to my videos. That really helps me to create more and better content. I invite you to join the Spanish Language Hub, which is absolutely free. Here, you will have access to several resources, including unedited videos, audiobooks, exercises, flashcards, and regular interaction with me. We will also have Q&A and conversation sessions live on Zoom twice a month. Again, all of this 100% free. I look forward to see you there. Adios.